What's up guys, it's Cal, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to get all the Uncharted 4 multiplayer trophies. Now, I'm going to try to put them all into one video, because there's not a lot of them. I mean, there's only 5, and they're all pretty easy, honestly. So, getting started here from the Uncharted menu, when you click multiplayer, it's going to immediately put you into the introduction, which is one of the trophies. Now, what the introduction does is it tells you how to play the multiplayer, essentially. If you play the story, there's a lot of things in the multiplayer that you already know how to do, like climb up this ledge. Hopefully you know how to climb up ledges, and grappling here. If you play through the story, you know about grappling. So coming up here, it's going to tell you to pick up a treasure. Now in multiplayer, what the treasures do is they give you money, which allow you to upgrade equipment later on, which you'll see in this video. So a lot of this part of the video, the introduction, doesn't really need to be explained, because I mean it's just the introduction. So I'm gonna talk over it here and say that the multiplayer honestly is fun. I mean, I don't want to discredit it by saying that the trophies are just easy, but Naughty Dog did a good job on it, I have to say. But what the trophies are is that you have to beat the introduction, which I'm doing now. You have to beat all the trials on moderate difficulty, which you're about to see me do. You have to revive 10 allies and use 10 mysticals in multiplayer. This is a mystical right here, actually. This one's really cool. This is the Eldorado one. And you have to complete 5 multiplayer matches. And that's all the trophies. That right there is the end of the introduction. Once you beat the introduction, it's going to ask you how good you are with multiplayer shooters. You're going to want to pick moderate difficulty for this next trophy, and then do you want to go into trials or multiplayer? Pick trials for this next trophy, and it brings up a whole bunch of trials that you have to complete for this next trophy. Now the first one is with your revive pack. Once you click that, it asks you what loadout you want to pick. Just pick the assault one is what I used, and then asks what character you pick. The character does not matter at all. So I just picked Nathan Drake for all of them, and I also picked the assault class for all of them. So this is the revive pack trial mission, which I actually don't really do it correctly. It asks you to, I think, use a revive pack on this guy, or use a revive pack later on or something, but I just normally revive him. I think if you press L1, you throw a revive pack at someone, and it revives them faster. I didn't read that, so I just revived all of the people around me that were dying, and each revive gives you $200, and you have to get, I think it says $1,500, I can't really read it from here, but $1,500 to complete this mission. So I'm just running around reviving everyone. Also, killing guys here gives $100, so just do a combination of reviving people and killing people to reach that $1,500 mark. And I die by a grenade here at the very end, but it's okay because I beat the revive pack challenge trial thing. The next trial is working with grenades. So when you start up here, just coming off this grapple, I chuck a grenade up here. Now each kill with the grenade is $200. I also pick up this trophy here, which is $200. That's there for every trial. And this also shows you that you can upgrade your grenades. I guess here it makes them do more damage or something. In the actual multiplayer, you buy the grenades with the money. So you can do a combination of killing enemies with grenades, which gives $200, or you can revive enemies, that's $50, killing enemies is $100, and you just do all of those things to get the $1,500 mark, which I'm coming to up here in a bit. I think after I kill this guy. Also, one thing to note is that when you upgrade the grenade, it does cost money, but the total amount of money is what counts to completing the trial. Next trial is working with the mines. Now, once we get started here, it tells you to place the mines in 2 specific spots. Now, the mines you can't throw very far. In fact, in this trial, I actually mostly just kill the enemies by shooting them. Now, if you kill enemies with the mine, it does, of course, give you the 200 bonus, like it did with the grenades in the last trial. So, just killing a bunch of enemies here. I think I do get my last kill with a mine, though, which is right here. Getting that $1,500 mark, and that is the mine trial. Next one is dealing with C4. Now, C4, once you throw it, it takes about a second to arm. You press down on the D-pad, and it explodes. Now, each C4 kill here actually gives you $250 instead of the $200 before. So you can use that as a combination with killing enemies, which is 100, reviving enemies, which is 50, to get the 1,500 mark. which I do right here, I believe. Yep, and that is the C4 trial. The next one is the smoke bomb. Now, starting off here, I throw it at this enemy. Now, if every enemy you catch in it is $25, and then when you kill an enemy in it, that is an extra $300. So I'm just right here upgrading the smoke bomb, I guess. And then I'll always pick that treasure up there. Don't forget there's always a treasure there for an extra $200. And you can use that in combination with $100 kills and everything else to reach that $1,500 goal to finish the trial. Now we're finished with the gear, so we're moving on to the sidekicks. Now sidekicks are a friendly NPC that you can spawn, which help you kill enemies. So the first sidekick we're spawning is the sniper. Here's a treasure that I pick up pretty much every trial on this level. As you can probably tell now, the level does completely change. But I'm spawning my sniper here. The sniper does cost 700 to spawn, but he doesn't really do me a whole lot. If he does manage to kill someone, it's $250. You do have to get to 2,000 this time instead of 1,500, but I'm actually repositioning the sniper here by pressing up on the D-pad, which helps a lot because he pretty much just stands in place. But I almost run out of time here, and I clutch it by getting this last treasure, which gets me to that 2,000 mark, and that is the sniper trial. The next one is the Savior Sidekick, which honestly is probably my favorite sidekick. He's actually really good in multiplayer matches, which I'll explain later on, but I'm just killing enemies, picking up enemies right now to be able to spawn them. He costs $500 and he just comes out of nowhere, and he will revive fallen allies, and he'll actually revive you if you're fallen. Now you don't need to worry about repositioning him like the sniper. He actually follows you. Now every revive that he does gives you $200, and not only does he revive you, but he throws you ammo if you ever need ammo, so he's pretty awesome. But that is the end of the Savior trial. The next sidekick here is the Brute, which you saw a little bit of in the introduction. Now, in this trial, you can spawn the Brute if you want, but the main thing that's going to get you money is, you see on the left side of the screen, there's a red helmet. That is the enemy Brute. The enemy does spawn a Brute, and if you manage to kill it, which I'm here shooting it now, it gives you $1,000. Headshots do a lot of damage to it. I don't realize that until now. So I end up killing it, there's 1,000, and now I actually get shot in the back with a shotgun so hard here that it ends up freezing my game. So I just have to restart the trial. It's not a big deal. But just finishing up here, that is the Brute trial. The last sidekick here is the Hunter. Now similarly to the last one, you can of course spawn the Hunter, but the enemy will also spawn one, which is that red icon you see there. Now what the Hunter does is they will run up to you, put you in a chokehold, and you just have to mash triangle to get out of it. So my teammate actually ends up killing her right here, so I don't even get the money, but I think it's like 600 if you kill her. Yeah, it's 600 right there. I don't even think I end up spawning one, but I don't know what this Hunter's doing. I had to add this clip in. She's just climbing on air, I guess, but I finish it up here by just killing another Hunter. Now we're dealing with the Mysticals. So the Mysticals are actually really cool. It's similar to Gear, except a lot better. The first one we're using is called Indra's Eternity. Now what it does is when you throw it, it spawns this large radius circle around enemies, and it slows them down. If you kill an enemy, it gives you 100, but if you kill an enemy in this, it gives you an extra 250 on top of that 100. And I'm buying one right here. It costs 700, so it kind of costs a lot. But just killing my last enemy here, that is the Indra's Eternity trial. The next mystical is the Chintamani Stone. Now the Chintamani Stone is a giant instant res, so that is pretty awesome. Now up here I try to throw one to this person dying. I completely fail at it, so I end up having to buy another one. They only cost 400, so it's not that expensive. Now you get 400 on top of the already 50 for reviving, and you have to get a $2,000 mark to finish the trial. So killing my last guy here, that is the Chintamani Stone trial. The next mystical is the Staff of Ayar Manko. Probably said that one wrong, but what this one does is when you place it down, it shows the location of all of the enemies on your map. So when you kill an enemy with this one, it gives you a total of $150. And then you can also kill the enemy staff because they will place one down, and that will give you $200 to work your way up to that 2,000 mark. So I'm killing this enemy now in a cave. That is Eddie Raha from one of the Uncharted games, and then I end it here by killing my last staff. This next mystical is the Spirit of the Jinn. Now what this one does when you use it is it turns into this red fiery thing which lets you boost to a location in front of you using circle. Now that also means you can't cover behind an obstacle, because covering behind an obstacle is circle, so it takes that button place. Now killing an enemy with this one gives you a total of $600, I believe, so it makes that $2,000 mark pretty easy. But I boost up here towards this enemy. I think this is the last enemy I have to kill. Yep, and that is the Spirit of the Jinn trial. The last trial here is the Wrath of El Dorado. Now you already saw this one a little bit in the introduction, but what it does is it summons the Tome of El Dorado. Now I accidentally cut the video here, editing fail on my part. It does cost $800 by the way, because it is very good. But what it does when it summons the Tome of El Dorado is a bunch of spirits come out of it, and they heat seek on enemies and just wipe them out. Now each hit does give you $300, so this trial does go back pretty fast. But I'm killing Flynn here, and that will finish the trials up for you, and that will get you the Trial by Fire trophy. So now you have 2 trophies completed. You have the introduction completed, and you have the trials completed. So you have 3 more left. Now these last 3 you have to get from multiplayer matches. You have to revive 10 allies, you have to summon 10 sidekicks, and then you have to complete 5 multiplayer matches. So starting off here, you can actually create a loadout for your multiplayer game before you jump in. Now the loadout I used was an AK-47. Now by the way, all of this can be made at the very first level. That's what I did. So I used an AK-47, a Para-45, the Chintamani Stones, a Revive Pack, the Savior Sidekick, Helping Hand 1, Down But Not Out 2, and Parting Gift 1. So that's the loadout I used. Now getting into a game, you can pick a warm-up, meaning that you're going to face other noobs like yourself, so it's not going to be very difficult. Now I got my reviving trophy first, and that can actually be got by either reviving an ally, or allies that are revived using the Revive Pack, the Chintamani Stone, or even your Savior Sidekick counts towards this 10 ally revive trophy. So that one was pretty easy for me to get. I think I got it in my first match, maybe it was my second match. But then after that, I went for the Sidekick Trophy, where you have to spawn 10 sidekicks, and pretty much through my multiplayer matches, I just spawned as many Savior Sidekicks as possible. It's not very difficult, and I think I completed that one on my 3rd match. It maybe have been my 2nd, but then I just completed out the rest of my multiplayer matches, and that was that. So those are all of the multiplayer trophies. Now if you need any help with them, you can leave it in the comments below and I'll help you the best I can. Now I do have to say that as I said earlier in this episode, I don't want to discredit Naughty Dog at all. The multiplayer is very fun. If I were to like relate it to, let's say, The Last of Us multiplayer, because I feel like a lot of people will, because they kind of look the same, especially graphics wise, I do actually like the Uncharted 4 multiplayer a little bit more than The Last of Us one, mainly because The Last of Us multiplayer had 2 trophies with it that you had to get if you wanted the platinum, and the 2 trophies took a very long time to get, and by the time I got those trophies, I did not want to play that multiplayer at all. So I feel like the Uncharted multiplayer is a little bit more fun than The Last of Us multiplayer, if I were to give my honest opinion. But that's it, guys. Those are all the multiplayer trophies. As I just said, if you need any help with them, leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. You can sub the channel, like the video, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.